Hello, and welcome to Dreamy Tales, a sanctuary where everyone can experience calm and a touch of magic before gently drifting into sleep. Tonight, we invite you on another enchanting journey, a story that helps soothe the mind and nurture a sense of peace. Before we begin, let's take a moment to prepare our bodies and minds for a comforting, restorative rest. Make yourself cozy, and with each slow inhale and long exhale, let the cares of the day gradually slip away. It's not always easy to step back from the day's demands, especially as night falls. Yet, remember, the less we worry about how quickly we'll fall asleep, the simpler it is for our minds to release any remaining tension. Allow the gentle flow of your breathing to wash away lingering concerns, and let the story ahead guide you into a state of deep relaxation. Now, settle in, and let the dreamy atmosphere softly wrap around you. Enjoy this story, and may you drift into a peaceful, restful slumber here on Dreamy Tales.
Imagine the most exquisite shoreline etched in your memory, then amplify its beauty tenfold. Here you are, nestled upon sand like sifted pearl, gazing outward where turquoise water kisses the horizon. A day sculpted from perfection unfolds. Sunlight, a warm benediction on your skin, pours from the vast, pale blue expanse above. From the sea drifts a caress of air, a gorgeous zephyr tempering the heat to blissful comfort. The ocean murmurs its ancient lullaby, wavelets sighing against the bone-white shore. Peace settles deep within you, a profound stillness mirroring the rhythmic rise and fall of the water. Your breath, an internal tide, swells and recedes in time with the waves, a gentle cadence in chest and belly. For a heartbeat, you surrender, eyes closed. The breeze becomes a tangible whisper across your face. Shorn of sight, the ocean's voice gains clarity, each incoming wave a deeper sigh of calm than the last. Tranquility washes over you, pervasive and complete, until you feel as serene as the sea itself. Opening your eyes, a subtle shift tingles the air. The turquoise liquid still shimmers ahead, sunlight fracturing on its restless surface. The same pearlescent sand cradles your feet, yet turning your head, the expected vista dissolves. Beside you sits an elephant, magnificent and gray, his presence utterly astonishing, yet strangely right. He appears to be luxuriating, limbs extended upon the sand, his silvery hide catching glints of the sun. Zeus offered glimpses, distant and contained, but never this proximity, this palpable aura of gentle intelligence. He carries the grace of youth, dimensionally smaller than the giants of recollection. Tiny tusks, like polished ivory buds, flank his trunk. Not a calf, then, but not yet fully immense. Atop his noble head, a scattering of coarse chestnut hair dances in the breeze, mimicking the languid flap of his colossal ears just below. Those ears, vast and expressive, mark him unmistakably African. His gaze meets yours, imbued with an unexpected kindness. Then the impossible happens. He speaks, his voice a low rumble, soothing as the ocean's undertow. Kalen, he names himself, your guide for this unfolding day. Though merely 10 years old, his entire existence has been woven into the fabric of East Africa's splendor. It would be his honor, he conveys, to unveil his cherished homeland, Tanzania. Visions spark, Kilimanjaro's sky-piercing summit, the vibrant pulse of wildlife in the national parks, and shores like this very one. The strangeness of conversing with this creature dissolves into pure magic. His tone resonates with profound love for this land, assuring you of his capability. When he inquires if you wish to ride upon his back, hesitation is unthinkable. You ascend, and there, upon the sun-drenched beach, your grand African adventure commences. Kalen's steps are measured, deliberate, his broad back an unexpectedly comfortable perch. He ambles towards the water, choosing the soft wet sand along the coastline, his passage marked by the loveliest splashing sounds against his sturdy legs. Elevated, you remain perfectly dry, a passenger upon a living raft, gliding above the shallows. This, Kalen explains, is the Indian Ocean, third largest on the planet. From this vantage, its immensity and beauty deepen. You trace the shifting hues across its surface, the bright cerulean near the shore, deepening progressively into profound peacock blue. Far out, diminutive boats bob, their wooden skeletons barely cresting the waves, triangular white sails catching the breeze like resting gulls. Sailing that expanse must hold its own quietude, yet the wonder of this coastal journey feels complete. The sand, resembling powdered sugar, unfurls for miles, punctuated by elegantly leaning palm trees. Their slender, branchless trunks culminate in crowns of fanned green leaves, swaying as if they too are unwinding in the generous sun. Nestled amongst and behind them, structures of varying design emerge. Charming small lodges, beckoning holidaymakers, boast dazzling white walls and sun-drenched patios arrayed with loungers. Wooden chalets on stilts stand open for commerce, their bamboo shutters rolled up, revealing glimpses within. You drift past mini-markets and eateries, surf shacks and snack bars. People populate this scene, moving through their day, some tending shops, others reclining languidly. Yet, whether occupied with tasks or leisure, a shared, unhurried rhythm pervades, mirrored in the easy smiles they wear. Kalen, it seems, is not alone in his affection for this African haven. The salty tang of the ocean breeze swirls around you, soon joined by other, more delectable aromas. Kalen senses them too, his trunk lifting, questing the air with audible interest. The local market, he clarifies, is the next destination on your tour. He alters course, stepping from the shallows onto the dry, warm sand. In the distance, a melody unfurls, the vibrant strumming of guitars and the soulful cadence of male voices singing. The music possesses a slow, hypnotic beat, perfectly attuned to the relaxed environs. It swells as you approach, mingling with a low hum of amiable conversation, until the market itself materializes, a vibrant line of stalls sheltered beneath a long, continuous canvas awning. Echoing the unhurried grace of the coastline dwellers, everyone here exudes contentment. Stallholders laugh and banter, coaxing potential buyers, while patrons drift between displays, their pace unconsciously syncing with the music's pulse. Some pause, scrutinizing wares, initiating gentle negotiations. Others seem content merely to absorb the atmosphere, nibbling snacks or sipping cool drinks as they wander. While several stalls offer sustenance, Kalen has a particular spot in mind. He proceeds down the market's central aisle, flanked by opposing rows of tables. A fortunate thing, his youth, you muse. A fully grown bull might struggle beneath the canvas roof. Even now, Kalen towers over the surrounding people. Yet miraculously, collisions are avoided, undue attention scarce. Aside from the occasional acknowledging nod or wink, an invisible buffer seems to encircle you both, parting the crowd effortlessly. Kalen halts before a table where a woman with a radiant smile presides over a large, round pan. She's adorned in a traditional dress of breathtaking yellow and blue, patterned with silhouettes of giraffes striding contentedly across a savanna landscape. Wooden bracelets clink on her arm as she stirs the pan's contents, releasing a delicious aroma from the golden bubbling oil. Her smile widens at the sight of Kalen. She greets him like a cherished friend, patting his flank as he explains your Tanzanian exploration. Aminata, you learn, is her name, and the sizzling fare is cassava. Superior to potato chips, she insists, the finest snacks available. And because you are Kalen's companion, they are offered freely. Aminata spoons a generous portion of cassava chips into a paper cone, adding a flourish of your preferred sauce. You hold it close, inhaling the savory steam as they cool slightly. The first bite confirms her claim, utterly delicious, similar to potato fries, yet lighter, with a pleasing chewiness. They possess a subtle vegetable sweetness that borders on dessert. While you savor your treat, Kalen partakes from a large bunch of bananas resting on the table, deftly curling his trunk around each fruit, conveying it to his mouth with appreciative murmurs. Soon, both bananas and cassava are happy memories. You both express gratitude to Aminata, who invites you back any time, before continuing your market immersion. Variety blossoms around you. No two stalls offer identical goods. The market is a cornucopia. Food, furniture, hats, jewelry. You could acquire immense, round cushions in a kaleidoscope of patterns, or a substantial wooden zebra, carved and painted with startling realism. Canvas sacks overflow with beans for scooping. Vibrant oil paintings beckon the eye. One stall overflows with fabrics, bolts piled high, awaiting transformation into clothing. Amidst a riot of color, you spot the very yellow and blue giraffe print adorning Aminata, perhaps purchased here before being skillfully sewn into her flowing dress. Kalen pauses once more, this time beside a drink stall where a chalkboard advertises freshly squeezed sugarcane juice. Like Aminata, the proprietor beams at Kalen's arrival. He gently ruffles the bristly hair atop the elephant's head before turning to you with a warm, encompassing welcome. Jabari, he introduces himself. Upon learning you are a guest in his country and Kalen's friend, he insists on providing a complimentary drink. He selects a stalk of raw, golden sugarcane, resembling bamboo, but thicker, more substantial. Placing it between two metal rollers, he cranks a wheel. The cane feeds through, emerging flattened on the other side, while its sweet, syrupy essence drips down a metal slide. Filtered through a sieve, it joins a mixture of fresh ginger and lime juice. Jabari grins, stirring in crushed ice, assuring you it's the best drink imaginable. He secures a lid, inserts a straw, and presents it. The cup feels cool against your palm, the liquid within a luminous lime gold. The taste is sheer refreshment, bright, tangy, yet wonderfully sweet, drawn directly from the sugarcane's heart. Kalen, evidently, shares your appreciation, though his preference lies with the fibrous cane itself. Jabari offers him a basket filled with the pressed golden remnants, adding a few uncrushed stalks for good measure. One by one, Kalen curls his trunk around them, conveying them to his mouth, chewing with contented deliberation. This juice stall stands adjacent to the source of the enchanting music. A local band is playing, providing a perfect soundtrack as you sip your drink. A guitarist sits centrally, flanked by two companions. His fingers move with gentle precision across the strings as he sings, his voice weaving beautiful, soulful melodies that coax a smile. His bandmates join in harmony. Positioned in a natural alcove between stalls, they face the ocean, their music seemingly offered to the waves themselves. The song, Kalen translates softly, speaks of embracing slowness. A hasty person, he murmurs, quoting a local saying, misses the sweetest things. He leisurely returns his attention to the sugarcane basket. You continue to savor the sweet, cool juice. Neither of you feels any urge to rush, content to linger in this perfect, unhurried moment. When the basket is empty and your cup drained, you offer sincere thanks to Jabari, bidding him farewell. It's time, Kalen indicates, to leave the market's embrace. Refreshed by food and drink, he is ready to reveal more of his extraordinary homeland. Together, you depart, Kalen carrying you onward at his comfortable, easy gait, allowing you to relax and absorb the shifting scenery. Beneath Kalen's broad feet, sand gives way to pavement. Roads appear, carrying cars, buses, bicycles. Buildings rise around you. Venerable stone schools, long stretches of shops, and towering silver skyscrapers aspiring towards the clouds. Dar es Salaam, Kalen informs you, once a humble fishing village, now a vibrant, sprawling metropolis, Tanzania's largest city, home to over 6 million souls. Yet, strangely, it doesn't feel crowded. It's as if you and Kalen move through a private version of the city, his leisurely pace deceptive, covering ground swiftly thanks to his immense stride. Soon, the urban landscape recedes, replaced by rolling grasslands stretching northward. Greenery dominates, every conceivable shade painting hills and plains, adorning scattered trees, plants, and bushes. Kalen follows a well-defined path, an orangey-brown ribbon winding through the green, compacted by the passage of countless animal feet and hooves. Quietude descends, deeper than the city's hum, punctuated now by the constant melodic chirping of birds. Some are true songbirds, their intricate tunes reminiscent of the market band's soulful singers. You are traversing a field bathed in golden light when a colossal mountain peak first commands the horizon. Recognition dawns even before Kalen speaks its name. Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest summit. Unobscured by cloud on this brilliant day, it presides over the landscape, its flattened-looking crown dusted white with snow. The roof of Africa, Kalen calls it, 19,000 feet it soars, not merely a mountain, but a dormant volcano. People journey from across the globe to ascend its slopes, but they are not its only inhabitants. The Chaga people, Kalen explains, cultivate lives upon its flanks, tending verdant crops and gardens. Fed by streams cascading from the summit's snowmelt, they grow everything from bananas to coffee beans, consuming what they need, selling the surplus. This great mountain shelters wildlife too, monkeys chattering in the canopy, watchful ravens, elusive two-horned chameleons thriving within the miles of misty rainforest cloaking its sides. Further down, around the mountain's broad base, life teems, including Kalen's own family. They are content here, he says, surrounded by wondrous neighbors. You need not rely solely on his word. As you draw nearer to the sprawling, snow-capped giant, the diverse wildlife becomes increasingly visible. 2 rhinoceroses appear, an adult and a calf. The youngster cavorts in a muddy patch, rolling onto its back with joyful abandon, legs kicking skyward, while its parent grazes placidly on a large fruit bush nearby. A dazzle of zebras crops the grass, one pausing to bask, its stark black and white stripes intensified by the sunlight. And then, to your delight, a trio of giraffes ambles across the plains, their patterned hides echoing Aminata's dress. No longer mere silhouettes, but a stunning mosaic of yellow and brown blotches. You watch, captivated, as they approach a massive emerald leaf tree, extend their impossibly long necks, and begin delicately browsing the topmost leaves. Kalen knows these elegant creatures. He calls out a greeting as you pass. They pause their meal, turning their heads to return his call, welcoming you graciously to their beautiful homeland. The giraffes, it seems, shared the pervasive friendliness of this place. Small wonder Kalen holds it so dear. One informs Kalen that his herd was seen heading towards the local watering hole. Thanking them, Kalen lifts his trunk high, emitting a magnificent trumpeting call, announcing his imminent arrival to his family. Seconds later, answering calls rumble back across the savannah. Kalen turns, already moving towards the sound, eager for you to meet his kin. Soon, the herd comes into view, a slow-moving river of silver gray against the landscape. 10 elephants in total, you count, walking in disciplined single file. As anticipated, the adults are immense. The leader must stand 10 feet tall. Bringing up the rear is an elephant not much larger than Kalen himself. This, you realize, is his mother. She turns as you approach the line, greeting her son with a fond rub of her trunk across his head. Her pleasure at seeing him and at meeting you is palpable. She waits patiently for Kalen to join the procession, then resumes her place at the very end. Together, you move onward. The watering hole is not distant, yet a pleasant weariness begins to settle over you. Your body yields to the comfort of Kalen's steady back, leaning unconsciously, like one of the coastal palms surrendering to the breeze. Kalen's mother must notice. You feel the gentle, steady pressure of her trunk against your back, a living buttress preventing a tumble. She supports you thus all the way to the water's edge, then carefully assists you in dismounting. You murmur your thanks as she steps away to drink. Turning to Kalen, you express the wonder of the day spent in Tanzania. He has been an exceptional guide, the most amiable elephant imaginable. He responds with an affectionate brush of his trunk across your hair, assuring you of your welcome any time. You are part of the herd now, he conveys, embraced as family. He leads you towards a sprawling wild fig tree, inviting you to rest in its generous shade, leaning against the sturdy trunk. From this vantage, you watch the elephants congregate around the large pool. Some drink deeply, others splash and bathe. A few seem simply content to wade, sending ripples dancing across the water's surface. Closing your eyes, you inhale the clean air. The scents of grass, earth, and damp mud mingle, strangely comforting. You listen to the gentle sounds of the watering hole, the lapping water, the soft rumbles of the elephants, and smile, thinking of your newfound friends. Almost imperceptibly, sleep begins to claim you. Your extraordinary day concludes much as it began, enveloped by the soothing sounds of lapping water in beautiful, magical Tanzania. Conjure in your mind's theater an old water mill, its heart built of 18th century russet brick, a slender chimney breathing skyward at its flank. Beside it lies a pool, a mirror of liquid stillness. This is ash water. Here, our pilgrimage unfolds. You find yourself poised upon gray concrete, the mill holding court just before you. Its lean chimney ascends. The adjacent water sleeps, hushed and undisturbed. Today promises a serene meandering through this slice of the Midlands, the very earth that nurtured Alastair Finch, the soil from which sprang visions for his children's tale, the little folk's journey, and later the tapestries of his fantasy epic, the Sovereign Stone saga. These narratives, woven into the astonishing realm of Ethelgard, have struck chords deep within countless souls. Small wonder, then, that the Sovereign Stone saga endures as one of history's most cherished book cycles. Our walk commences here, at the mill, nestled within the Verdant suburb of Verdant Hill, southeast of Ironbridge City. From Ashwater Mill, your path traces past Finch's former childhood, dwelling on Hawthorne Lane. Southward, you'll venture then, uncovering the bewitching Whisperwood Fen, theater of Finch's youthful escapades. Ultimately, your excursion culminates in a gentle promenade across the glorious fields of Meadowlands Park. For now, though, a steady current of traffic flows on the road behind, a ceaseless, low thrum from engines breathing. Each passing vehicle trails a light caress of wind, cool against your skin. Thoughts drift through your mind, ephemeral as these automobiles. They cause no disturbance, they merely pass. You are clad in light, comfortable attire, a soft sweater knotted securely at your waist. Your sole companion is a small rucksack holding essentials and a flask of water. You feel unburdened, liberated, standing upon the pavement, aware that nothing more is required. Ready to embark, you draw a little nearer the mill, hungry for a clearer perspective. 4 miles south of Iron Bridge City's core it resides, in the erstwhile hamlet of Ashwater. This very place whispered inspiration for the Meadowlands in the Sovereign Stone saga. Finch himself called Ashwater a kind of vanished idol. It was the sanctuary of his halcyon youth, a realm he charted for untold hours. On this lucid, sun-drenched day, the mill a perfect picture, you grasp his sentiment. If the little folk's journey resides in your memory, the mill might stir recognition. Within its pages, mentions arise of the protagonist, Pip Willowbrook, wandering past the mill in Meadowbrook. Today, Ashwater Mill stands transformed into a museum, enshrining a permanent Finch exhibition. Legend whispers that Finch and his brother, playing amidst these grounds, were once chased away by the miller's son. They dubbed the boy the Flower Ghost, spectral in his coating of mill dust. These encounters later breathed life into Silas Grubb, a character in Finch's chronicles, also a miller's offspring. Crafting the enchanted world of Ethelgard, Finch drew deeply from the wellspring of people and places encircling him. Ashwater Mill and its environs are embraced by a pale timber fence. Just beyond, a dense congregation of dark emerald bushes and trees masses. Through apertures in the foliage, the silhouette of the red brick mill emerges, crowned by its pointed, ruddy roof. A tall chimney presides over it from the rear. In the brilliant sunlight, the edifice and its verdant frame cast a reflection upon the crystal mill pond. This watery image quivers slightly, fractured by subtle, gleaming ripples. The pond, a known haven for wildlife, regularly hosts herons, mallards, and moorhens. Afar, a dark avian shape punctuates the water's edge. You step right up to the fence, peering intently through the leafy screen. The bird's vivid beak, a slash of scarlet and gold, first captures your gaze. Its body, cloaked in ruffled sable plumage, accented with white, stands on lime-green legs. A moorhen, surely you deduce. You observe as it edges pondward, then gently commits itself to the water's surface, floating. It seems utterly peaceful, carefree, bobbing contentedly with each soft ripple's passage. The moorhen emits a high, sharp chirp of satisfaction. You watch it glide, swift as a water skier, across the pond towards the mill. Reaching a small grass-topped platform, it employs its wings for a final boost, settling down to rest beside the ancient structure. Witnessing the moorhen's calm repose, a similar tranquility settles over you. You absorb the delightful tableau of mill and pond one last time, briefly shuttering your eyes to etch it onto imagination's canvas. A deep inhalation draws fresh air into your lungs. You release it with a contented sigh. Turning leftward, you begin the trek to your next waypoint, Finch's childhood home. As you proceed, you fall into a steady, comfortable rhythm. High above, against the canvas of immaculate blue, a bird beats its wings, charting a course parallel to yours. Could it be the moorhen, you muse, accompanying you on your pilgrimage. The thought conjures a smile. Not long after leaving the mill's presence, you arrive at a bustling roundabout. Patience serves you for a minute or two, awaiting a lull in the traffic's dance. When safety permits, you cross, turning right onto Hawthorne Lane. Anticipation quickens your pulse, knowing your destination lies near. A fellow walker approaches from the opposite direction. You offer a smile and a nod, receiving the same in return. Soon, you stand before 264 Hawthorne Lane, known then as Seven Birches. Finch's family settled here in 1896 when he was but 4. It was his first Ironbridge City residence, now among the area's most venerable houses. You pause, drinking in the details. The mock Tudor dwelling presents itself before a row of similar homes. A charming front garden boasts a wide stone path, flanked by delightful squares of green lawn. The upper story of the quaint two-level building is painted white, accented with dark timber strips, lending character. Below, exposed brickwork frames a wide bay window that pushes outward. The house possesses a pleasing irregularity of form, with a pointed roof and a section extending forward, sheltering the robust green front door. Like its neighbors, the property is enclosed by a low wooden fence and gate. How many times, you ponder, did Finch pass through this very gate, behind that green door? In Finch's era, this locale was entirely rural. He declared his time here the most joyful of his childhood. As sunlight bathes the houses, casting shadows that embrace them, you conjure visions of that bygone time. A corresponding happiness wells within you, imagining those idyllic youthful days. Before Finch's house, a strip of green grass runs alongside the pavement. At its heart stands a tree, its leaves glinting like emeralds in the sun. The crowns of larger trees peek over the rooftops behind, swaying gently in the breeze. You comprehend Finch's affection for Hawthorne Lane. Even now, amidst the hum of passing cars, an enduring sense of peace prevails. Reaching into your rucksack, you retrieve your water flask. After a cool, refreshing draft, you prepare to resume your adventure. Next lies the enchanting Whisperwood Fen. To reach it, you cross the road, retracing your steps. Within minutes, a road appears on your right. Following the pavement, you navigate more suburban streets before arriving at the Fen's entrance. Whisperwood Fen, once a reservoir for Ashwater Mill, is now a park and nature sanctuary. Through its core meanders the lovely Chillwater Creek. The fen provided the spark for the elderwood, bordering the meadowlands in the book Companions of the Stone. Finch depicted the elderwood as ancient, a remnant of immense, forgotten forests, a description perfectly befitting this woodland. Twin clusters of centuries-old trees guard the fen's threshold. They stand diverse in stature, form, and texture, some arrow-straight and tall, others gnarled and leaning, bark smooth on one, rough and time-scarred on another. You draw nearer, deep Intriguing lines etched into their skin betray their great age. Leaves upon their branches perform a ballet as a light, warm gust whispers past, creating a wonderful, rustling symphony. Breathing in, you register the pleasant, loamy scent, intensifying as you step into the fen proper. The park remains largely as it was in Finch's time, save for the addition of a pale timber walkway snaking off in various directions through the trees. Stepping onto it, you reflect on what a superb arena this must have been for Finch's boyhood explorations. Further along the path, you spy two children shod in Wellington boots. They are paddling in the creek, perhaps just as Finch and his brother once did. One child sends up a small spray with her left foot. Water droplets arc through the air. She laughs, stomps again, and water sloshes over her boots. You smile, observing their simple delight, then continue along the walkway. The tread of your shoes against the wooden planks produces a satisfying clip-clop cadence. You focus on this sound as you walk, finding it calming, grounding. Presently, you encounter another band of children, scaling some of the more twisted, accommodating trees. A boy, perhaps 8 or 9, triumphantly gains a sturdy branch, beaming with pride at his conquest. The fen truly is a natural playground. Again, you perceive its allure for the young Finch. You follow the meandering path. Patches remain muddy, damp, where the sun's rays, filtered through the dense canopy, have yet to reach. You tread carefully over the mire, the clip-clop of your footfalls momentarily transforming into a soft squelch. Just ahead, to your left, a flight of wooden steps ascends to a decked viewpoint. Eager for a different perspective, you head towards them and begin to climb. With each step, you rise closer to the ancient treetops. The sun's warmth intensifies here, pouring through gaps in the leafy ceiling. Looking upward, you see the sun glowing through a patterned quilt of clouds that has gathered across the sky. In this moment, poised calmly on the viewing deck, you feel utterly at ease. Below stretches a sea of green, trees, grass, moss. Occasionally, through breaks in the verdure, you glimpse other figures moving through the fen, their sounds muted by distance. It is profoundly peaceful here. The only audible notes are the susurrus of leaves stirred by the wind and the delicate tweets of birds perched on nearby branches. The fen is both intriguing and tranquil. What a magical place, you murmur inwardly. After a quiet interval spent admiring the scene, you take another sip from your water flask. Refreshed and ready, you descend the steps, returning to the wooden walkway below. You follow the path leftward until you reach a gate flanked by trees. Passing through, carefully securing it behind you, you find yourself once more on a pavement beside a busy road. Initially, the sound of cars feels alien after the fen's quietude, but the return of this gentle, background background hum soon becomes soothing. Once again, you're aware of thoughts drifting past, mirroring the traffic flow. You know tranquility awaits shortly in Meadowlands Park. For now, you turn left, maintaining a steady pace along the pavement. The cloud blanket has dispersed, and the sun washes warmly over your skin. This pleasant heat is welcome after the tree's cool shade. Scarcely a breeze stirs. The temperature is perfect for walking. During this adventure, time has lost its grip, but there is no urgency today. You relish the freedom to linger. At the roundabout, you turn left again, continuing along the pavement, absorbing your surroundings. Small birds flit in and out of the bordering bushes in what seems a choreographed dance. A dog walker ambles past, their fluffy charge pausing to investigate scents beneath the shrubs. You exchange smiles before proceeding, and you keep walking until a familiar landmark reappears. On your left stands Ashwater Mill, the genesis of this wonderful exploration. This time, however, you walk past it, turning left through the car park. As you cross the tarmac, you notice a pale wooden sign beside an opening. The words are indistinct from this distance, so you draw closer. Soon, they resolve. Welcome to Meadowlands Park. A sense of accomplishment washes over you, having reached the final destination on your journey through Finch's remarkable world. The park received its name in 2005, honoring Finch's deep ties to the vicinity. It is a nature reserve, tracing the beautiful valley of the serene Silver Stream River for some 4 miles. Comprising wetland, grassland, woodland, and heath, the park teems with wildlife. Like the mill pond, it often welcomes herons, mallards, and moorhens. With luck, one might even glimpse a kingfisher pursuing its aquatic prey. Entering the park, you hear the laughter of playing children and the river's gentle murmur. A vast, lush green field unfurls before you, stretching into the far distance. A straight, golden path bisects the field, running parallel to the river. Vibrant blooms, pink, purple, yellow, cast their colors onto the water's surface, which glitters under the sun. Just as Finch portrayed the Meadowlands in his books, this park is beautiful, idyllic. It isn't merely the river and path that command attention. Along the field's left edge stands a wall of trees, a natural bastion separating the park from the world beyond. These trees offer cool respite from the sun, yet permit sufficient light and warmth to filter through their leaves. The ground beneath them looks inviting, an ideal spot to pause and rest. At this thought, you yawn, stretching your arms, suddenly aware of a pleasant weariness from the day's walking. Perhaps, you consider, it is time for repose. Stepping onto the springy turf, you make your way towards the trees, slip off your rucksack, and sit. Untying the sweater from your waist, you fold it into a makeshift pillow on the ground. You lie back, resting your head upon the soft fabric, allowing your arms and legs to fall loose, relaxed. Your limbs sink into the yielding grass beneath. The earth accepts your weight. Above, fragments of blue sky peek through the leafy canopy. You feel the sun's warmth kiss your skin. Few clouds drift overhead. Your eyes grow heavy, drowsy. You blink several times, striving to remain awake, to savor the blissful atmosphere. But soon, keeping them open requires too much effort. Your eyelids gently close. You begin to attune yourself to the soundscape around you. The faint chime of children's laughter reaches you, mingling with the river's soft rush. Then the rustle of leaves in the breeze, the sweet counterpoint of birdsong. These sounds deepen your relaxation as your mind begins to drift, to dream. You draw a long, slow breath and exhale with a sigh of deep satisfaction. You reflect upon the extraordinary pilgrimage undertaken today. The mill's stunning reflection in the pond near the walk's beginning. The moorhen discovered at the water's edge. You recall Finch's childhood home, your daydreams of inhabiting that past. Then, the vivid memory surfaces of the profound peace experienced on the Whisperwood Fen viewpoint. But which part, you wonder idly, was the favorite? Perhaps exploring the Fen's mystical terrain, or maybe this very moment, resting here in Meadowlands Park. Whatever the answer, all thoughts are gradually receding, dissolving into the calm fostered by Finch's tranquil world. And you know this world remains accessible, a sanctuary to revisit whenever a moment of quietude is needed. Lying upon the grass, utterly still and serene, your breathing slows, deepens, and becomes quieter. You are completely at peace. Gradually, gently, you drift into a profound and restful sleep.